What's going on, everyone? Logan's parents, James and Candace here. We just got back from Salt Lake City, Utah, where we've got some exciting news about what we're going to be doing in 2023 with Logan. This whole year in 2022, a lot of you have seen Logan in Costco, Walmart, Winn-Dixie,
Sam's Club, Panda Express.
Yes. So what that was about is she was the champion for the Alabama region of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. This organization basically raises funds to support, I think they said 170 hospitals nationwide. It is a great organization, and what I really love about what they do is instead of fundraising all over and then deciding, I guess, which hospitals get X amount of money, they keep it really, really simple. So if you donate in Alabama, in this region for our hospital, which is Children's of Alabama, anywhere in the region where you donate because you see Logan's picture or another child's picture, that money stays in that region for that hospital. So it's kind of cool that you know that the community that is donating is supporting its own community.
Absolutely.
While still using this national platform. So that's really, really cool. So exciting news. Logan did a great job for the Alabama region in 2022. So in 2023, she is going to be one of the national champions for Children's Miracle Network. There are 10 total kids from all over the country. We got to meet them and their families this past weekend. We had a really good time. Children's Miracle Network actually flew me, Candace, and Logan to Salt Lake City, Utah, where we got to go to their headquarters, meet the other families, interact, and do a little bit of PR work, kind of get our feet wet to know and feel out what we're going to be doing in 2023. So we're really excited about it. We really, really love this whole program. One of the main reasons is because Children's Miracle Network supports Children's of Alabama and raises money for them. And Children's of Alabama has really just done so much for us and for Logan. A lot of you who know us know what a whirlwind it's been having a child with spina bifida, and it's so much information and it's so much to learn and it's such a life-changing thing that it's overwhelming. But our hospital has done a fantastic job of really getting us all the information that we need, training us so that we can better take care of her. It's, can be very hands-on at times, even though she is just like a typical kid in almost every way other than for other people outside looking in visually.
She's a full-time wheelchair user, and she's 6 years old right now.
So there's medical stuff that we do on a routine basis behind the scenes, but for outsiders looking in, all you really see is the wheelchair. Children's of Alabama has been incredible to us, and because they get funds by Children's Miracle Network, it really just seemed like the right fit for us. So 2023, we're going to be probably a couple different places in the country doing various fundraising events, and I know Logan's excited about it. Candace is crazy excited about it. I'm nervous about it because it seems like a lot of work. But if we're going to work for a charity or fund, I don't even want to call it like a charity, but like a fund.
It's an organization.
It's a nonprofit organization. What better one to work for? So real quick, before we get into our actual Salt Lake City trip, Candace does a much better job for anyone who doesn't know us, who maybe someone shares this video, you see it either on YouTube, Facebook, wherever we end up putting this out, and you don't know us, and you want to know, hey, why, what's going on, what got them here. Candace does a much better job explaining kind of the story in the background and the medical history because she is a nurse as well. So Candace, you want to do your spill?
Yeah, so really quickly, he already touched on the fact that from the outside looking in, you just basically see a wheelchair. Logan has no cognitive deficit. She's a regular kid in every single typical way possible, except the way that she gets around. But inside, she's got a lot going on. She's had 4 brain surgeries, 4 back surgeries, 2 leg surgeries, just based upon all of the medical situations that come with having spina bifida. And she was born with the most severe kind called myelomeningocele, which means there was a complete hole in her back, exposing all of the nerves on the lower end of her spine, and that is what left her paralyzed from the waist down. But she does not let that stop her in any way, and so we are just very, very blessed to be in this situation to where we can actually uplift our Children's Miracle Network Hospital, Children's of Alabama, and help other families see kind of an inside look into what it means to be a Children's Miracle Network champion.
So let's talk just a little bit about our Salt Lake City trip. It was a whirlwind. I think the biggest thing is, I don't like flying. Candace doesn't mind it. I don't like it. I don't like relinquishing that much control. Logan apparently takes after Candace.
Yeah, this is fine.
So this was our first time having Logan on a plane, and also first time for both of us trying to figure out how to maneuver and get her around being in a wheelchair. So a lot of the things that when we've flown in the past and we just scoot down the airport, hit an escalator, hit a flight of stairs, that stuff is kind of out the window because you really got to play the elevator game.
Right.
And we've got some footage of that, just how it's not that it's bad, it's just an extra step that you don't really think about until you're in it.
Yeah. Because all of the crowd is going towards the escalator, but then you have to detour and try to find all the elevators and where it comes out at and how to get back to your route.
Yeah, 100%. So day one, I woke up at like 4. I think you got up a little bit earlier, right? Yeah.
I was so excited. I woke up before my alarm.
So I woke up at 4 like a normal person because our goal was to leave at 5, which actually means we're going to leave about 5:20. So woke up at 4, threw everything in the car, headed down to the Birmingham airport. TSA was actually really smooth. We got through there quick.
Yeah, there's actually a wheelchair entrance that we didn't know about. So we are learning along the way, and we're sharing tidbits for families who might have a wheelie kid or some kind of physical disability, but they do have a wheelchair entrance for TSA. And they pull you aside. They have one TSA agent who actually will wipe her hands, wipe down the chair, pat her down, go through all of her medical supplies, because you are allowed to bring her medical supplies in a bag onto the as a carry-on.
After we got through TSA, we went, hung out. We tried, and you'll see I have basically one clip that I'm about to show of just a little bit of a vlog style thing. Our intentions for the trip was to try to vlog all this instead of sitting down in this talking head portion. But what we quickly realized is when you have
10,000 bags.
Yeah, 3 carry-ons, one for me, Candace, and Logan, and 3 personal items, as they call it, and trying to roll all these and hold a camera in a hand.
And hold Logan's hand.
And hold Logan's hand. It wasn't happening. Towards the end of the trip, I realized, like, hey, dummy, don't try to use the big camera. Use your cell phone. And I was able to get just a little bit of what the travel looked like in the Denver airport. So yeah, just quick vlog clip from us having breakfast, waiting to get on the plane for the first time. So we are pretty early. We got settled in about 30 minutes ago. So we went through TSA really, really fast and got to where we're going to board the plane at, and now we're going to do breakfast for about the next hour, and then we'll get on and catch our ride to Denver. Yeah. How you feeling?
Good.
Good? Are you still excited? A little more slow and boring than you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think it'll be more fun when we get on the plane?
Yes.
What are you going to watch?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
That airplane.
Oh, there is one. So, funny thing that actually happened is we booked these tickets, and you have to let them know you have a wheelchair user. So for an adult, it's probably a lot bigger deal than it is for a 6-year-old who weighs like
32 pounds.
32 pounds, yeah. So somehow there was a mix-up with the airport, and at every gate there were 3 people. So there was a mix-up, so they brought these 3 wheelchairs for our whole family. Who were all pushing, they were like, McCool family? We're like, yeah.
Had every one of our names.
Yes,
like we
like,
all 3 needed a wheelchair.
And I'm not going to lie, looking back, we should have just hopped in. We should have just hopped in, because the walk at Denver was atrocious, and we should have hopped in there. Oh my gosh.
It was a 30-minute walk from our airplane to our connecting flight.
Yes.
That we made in 20 minutes, actually, because we were booking it.
So it was just kind of funny. It seemed like every time that we got on or off the plane, it was like, hey, we're cool. There was a mix-up, and they were like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, pretty sure. Like, we're chilling. We got her. She's in her wheels. So I won't ramble too much longer. We had our layover in Denver, and then we picked up there. It was about an hour layover, which gave us just enough time to really get to our gate, do little medical stuff we needed to do, and then hop on the plane. All the airlines super accommodating though, right?
Yeah, I was super worried about her wheelchair, just because with the Spina Bifida community, I kind of reached out to people and said, what do I need to expect? And there were so many horror stories about these wheelchairs being broken en route as they are putting them underneath the airline or the airplane. And that was my biggest anxiety. I did not have any worries about this trip except for her wheelchair, because if her wheelchair gets broken, she has no way of getting around. Those are her legs. That is like them breaking your legs and you having to crawl everywhere, or us having to, carry her everywhere. And so that was really my highest anxiety about this whole trip. But they were great. United Airlines took really good care of her wheelchair. They had it waiting on us when we disembarked from the airplane.
Yeah, and we literally, so when we were getting on the plane, if you've ever had like a green tagged bag, as they call it, basically the flight's too full and they're like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and throw your bag. They basically just green tagged her wheelchair. So you would go, past the boarding area down there, and right before you stepped on, we leave the wheelchair there, and then we got off the plane, there it was again, and ready to go. So that worked out really, really smooth. They also, something I just haven't paid attention to before, because I'm never worried about getting on a plane in a hurry, is they basically call us up first. So anybody with disabilities, they call you very front of the line, so you can kind of wiggle on there, get your bags tucked away, and get everything squared away. So Denver to Salt Lake City, and then Salt Lake City, oh my gosh.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, let's start there. Amazing. Literally, your background, I walked out of Target and I'm like, what is this background with these giant snow-capped mountains? Incredible. Little cold, but incredible, right? So that was day 1. We ended up there. They picked us up at the airport. They actually rented a
wheelchair accessible van.
Yes. And so he literally pulled up, ramp shot out, we rolled on, and they took us to the hotel.
And provided us a car seat as well. They went above and beyond. Children's Miracle Network met every single one of our needs. And so we're really appreciative of that, because they made everything so seamless. 100%.
No, they were awesome. They basically had because the other kids were loaded up onto 2 15 passenger vans, and they had a specific van for Logan just because she was the only wheelie kid there.
Yep.
So we go to the hotel, they provide dinner, and it was just, they brought the dinner to the hotel. All the families came out in the lobbies, and we just got to introduce ourselves, mix, mingle with other kids, which is funny. Friday night, it was a little bit of talking, hey, who are you? What do you do? Where are y'all from? All that sort of stuff. And by the end of the trip, Saturday morning, it was, you would thought we knew these people for years. You really just become this tight-knit community with something like this.
And I think that, we have so much in common with having medically complex children. We kind of have this already established bond, because we've been there. We know what that entails. We've gone through that heartache. We've gone through the roller coasters of emotions. And so it's almost an instant bond with these parents, on top of getting to know them as well.
Absolutely. So day 2, woke up that morning. They picked us up at the hotel. It was literally only 2 blocks away. We could have walked, but they drove us to the Children's Miracle Network Hospital's headquarters. That's a mouthful. So we went inside. We got to see their facility. Really nice facility. And they had everything set up. So the plan was basically for us to be there all day. They took us into basically looked like not a conference room, but maybe like a training room or whatever, because they had the big PowerPoint boards and camera systems for Zoom calls, and they just had tons of stuff for the kids. Right.
All kind of arts and crafts and beads so that they can make necklaces and bracelets. And Logan made me a necklace, and she made herself a necklace, and painted this beautiful canvas. And all of the kids they even provided shirts so that they wouldn't get paint everywhere on their clothes. I mean, they thought of everything. They had a whole room just full of snacks, drinks, so that you could stay hydrated throughout the day. I mean, basically they knew that we were going to be there the whole day, and so they just provided everything that we needed. They also had checkers, like life-size checkers,
big
cornhole, big Jenga, and just all kinds of games that these kids could play, because in between all of the video shoots and the photo shoots, they were able to play and keep their minds stimulated and keep their spirits up, because it really was a long day.
Yeah, and you gotta think of like everything I'm about to talk about with what we did that day. Think of it times 10. Because it's 9 other kids, and it really is. They did a good job of spacing it out, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And anyone who's done any kind of PR stuff knows that there's like technical difficulties occasionally, or there's hiccups or bumps in the roads, or some way you got to transition. So it's really hard to keep a tight schedule. Basically, when we showed up, I think we were the first to go do a photo shoot.
Which I think was great, because she and one other kid were the youngest ones there. And I think getting the young kids out of the way is the best thing, because you never know if they're going to need a nap or if they're going to get overstimulated throughout the day. So getting them out of the way in the morning was great.
Yeah. So they took us up, second floor, did a photo shoot. It was a lot of fun. Logan did awesome. She's good. She's really good on camera. She hams it up, and she follows instruction really well. And obviously we've done stuff with her, so we were also kind of giving them ideas of what to do and like what she does that's the cutest, right? And so it went really, really well. We were up there probably 20-30 minutes for a photo shoot. It's a long photo shoot for her, and to be doing that many kids. After that, went back downstairs, played a little bit. Another thing they offered is they knew that even though it was Veterans Day that we were doing all this on, people still have to work. People still have jobs. They have lives back home. So they were offering parents like, hey, you got a laptop, you need to do phone calls, you can use one of our offices. We'll put you secluded in private. Here's the Wi-Fi. Knock out whatever it is you need to do. We got you.
Even for the kids who were missing school on that Thursday.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it was so super accommodating. I know I keep like talking about that, but I don't know. It's important, like to run a successful thing, like, because it is. We're donating our time so that they can, do what they do to try to support other people. So after the photo shoot, we had a short break. I mean, very short, and then they took us up for a video interview. Awesome setup. They had a really, really professional setup. I think it was freelance person.
Who was?
But great setup. They worked with the freelance person that essentially worked with the video guy for Children's Miracle Network hospitals to just kind of make sure that they were getting the look and the shot that they wanted to better tell the story.
Yes. They asked Logan a lot of questions on air. She got to play with Play-Doh, while obviously she doesn't know her full story yet. She knows a little bit and can share a little bit, but the majority of the time, because of her age, they interviewed me most.
Yeah. No, yeah. Logan's telling her story basically sounds like this.
Hi, I'm Logan. I'm 6 years old. What diagnosis do you have? What diagnosis do you have? Spina Bifida.
I mean, she knows what she knows, and that's kind of how, she knows what to say, because we've told her, my name's Logan, I have spina bifida, right? So that's what she's used to saying, but as far as the in-depths, of course, she doesn't remember it. She's probably heard the story several times, but, as she gets older, she'll be able to tell that story on her own. After the video interviews, we went back downstairs, had lunch, hung out for a little while. Logan wanted to do some playing.
This was my favorite part. because this is where all the kids.
I almost forgot. So tell them about lunch. I just almost said like, hey, we had lunch, but that was bigger than that. So tell them about lunch.
Yeah, so because it was at headquarters, and a lot of the people who pour all of their time and energy into Children's Miracle Network hospitals, they don't get to always go to the fundraisers and meet these children. And so they probably, I think they said like 35 people on Zoom. And then they had the people who were physically at the headquarters come into the room with us and have lunch with us. And then
another 30 people there also.
Yeah, everyone was so nice. I mean, Logan got to do some arts and crafts with some of the employees there. And they just, I mean, I feel like they got out a lot of it. And so did Logan. But my favorite part was being able to hear every individual story from the parents and the kids that got up in front and spoke to the Zoom people and spoke to the ones in the room, because then we got to hear their medically complex story and why they were chosen as a Children's Miracle Network champion.
Yeah, no, and just to touch on it again, I think it's such a good idea, and it's so important for them to bring in those other employees, because, you know, who knows what your job is, your task in that organization, and when you get to see, like, right, you have those long hours, maybe you're pulled away from your family to do your job because you're on a deadline or something like that, and you finally get to see truly what a difference you're making in people's lives and in children's lives. I just think, I try to put myself in their shoes. That would be like, you know, that boost of energy that I would need, you know, just to say like, hey, sometimes those nights stink, but, you know, this is why we're doing what we're doing, and this is why it's important for us to put in those hours to try to make a difference. So after lunch, we had a little bit more downtime, and then we had a second.
And Logan rocked cornhole.
Oh yeah, I don't think I got any footage of that either.
Oh man, I think I got just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to throw that in there. Yeah, she like the other kids were playing with her, and they would, you know, hand her the bags, and she would throw them. And there was a little bit. Some of the little boys were moving the board, so it's like she would throw it, and they would move it, so it'd score really quick.
And then everyone would like throw their hands up,
cheer,
and they would cheer her on. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Woo! Good job. I love it.
After that, we had a second photo shoot, which was all the kids again, and it was just
at the very end of the day. This was the kind of the closeout of the day.
And it was literally, it wasn't as more of a personalized. It almost looked like an advertisement type photo shoot. But really pretty background. Photographer did a phenomenal job. Everything I saw.
Yeah, Natalie
incredible.
was amazing. She captured just the right angles, had the lighting just right where it needed to be, made Logan feel very comfortable, was able to tell her exactly what she needed to capture that perfect shot.
Yeah, no, you can tell that like the attention to detail was really there, just trying to make it look good, and to capture the kids at their best. So day 3, it was a travel day. So we got up that morning, basically whirlwind, packed all our stuff up, ate a quick bite to eat. Then they took us to a mall where it wasn't open yet, but the photographer has a studio there, and they wanted to get like some real like studio
shots.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Once again, they brought all the activities there. I don't know how much earlier they had gotten there, but they already had games set out, and she may already have that because I'm sure she has kids that come by for photo shoots. But either way, whether she already has that or they set it up intentionally, really cool. Once again, activities there, and I definitely captured some good shots of Logan just once again having fun with the other kids, and the older kids do such a great job of playing with the younger kids, right? And
they really do.
Logan loves that. I would say that was the hardest part of the shoots, is getting Logan away from playtime.
She thought that was the whole reason she was there. She has no idea the magnitude of this opportunity for her. She was just having fun playing with the kids.
Yeah, no, but she had a blast. She kind of started towards the end there. You could tell she was getting a little. She was like, "Am I done? Am I done? Can I go back in there? Can I go back and play?" But she did good. Once we got done with that photo shoot, beautiful mall. It was like kind of like an old rustic.
It was a trolley center.
So it used to be a trolley center. which I guess that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, they converted it into a mall.
So it was really cool. So me and Candace actually did a little bit of just walking around and did a little impromptu photo shoot while Logan played. And then we went back and got Logan, and we took her over and got a couple of cute pictures of her, just because, I mean, how often can you just roam around like a very cool looking mall like that?
And they had already set it up for Christmas, and so they had all the twinkle lights and garland already set up, so it was beautiful.
Yep. So then we went back to the hotel, chilled for about an hour because we didn't want to just sit at the airport.
Yeah, we wanted to lay in our bed because we knew that we were going to be on a flight.
I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep.
You did? I got a picture of it.
Yes, I fell asleep. So, hey, it was my birthday though. Like,
That's right.
I was allowed to
We
take
woke up and Logan gave James a birthday card that she had handmade for him, and I'm sorry that we had to be out of town and just running and being busy, but it was a really special day to be able to celebrate his birthday on the trip.
No, it was worth it for sure. So after birthday nap, got a ride to Salt Lake City Airport. We got there plenty of time, got on the plane, headed to Denver. We're used to the Atlanta airport, right? Because there's times that we go and do there just because flights are cheaper, or maybe it's more convenient, whatever the reason. Denver was nuts.
Huge.
Like, I can't. So, actually,
To get from A gate just to B gate where we need to be, it was actually supposed to be a 30-minute walk is what they texted us. Plan for a 30-minute walk.
And so this was one of the few times that I basically said, because we also got off the plane onto the actual, like, runway area, not on the runway, but on the ground outside, right?
Yeah, and I think that was awesome for Logan to experience, actually getting on the plane like that.
Yeah, so we got down there, got in our wheels, and as soon as we got inside, I pulled my phone out because I'm like, I want to get some B-roll footage of us walking. And I started recording, and I was like, man, this is going to be like a long walk. But I kind of got in a comfortable position. I was like, screw it. I'm going to record the whole walk because I think I need people to understand how long this walk was. There's really not an easier way to do it, and that's still with taking their underground train system from A to B or B to A, and we ended up doing 4 elevators throughout the walk because that's how many times it went up from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1 and stuff like that. So it's just massive airport. We got through that though.
And FYI, for those that need medical procedures, that kind of thing with your kids, highly recommend the family restrooms because you're the only one in there. There's nobody else around you. You can get your procedure done and be out. And so I highly recommend looking for those along the way.
By the time we got on the plane in Denver, it was already dark in Denver, which means it was definitely dark here. So we had about a 3-hour flight back, landed about 9:30 at night. Had to go do the whole checked bag thing again.
And up until this point, Logan did not want to use her tablet at all. She colored. She had this little magnet book that she used. She did, she made these little airplanes. One of the stewardess actually handed her like a little kid's pack, and she made and colored her own paper airplanes. Like, she just wanted to be busy doing that. It wasn't until it got dark that we pulled out the tablet, and then she started kind of calming down and being able to just chill for the rest of the ride.
Yeah, just a long trip. A lot of firsts, a lot of just extra stuff and doing, and she was tired by the very end of it.
Oh yeah, when I got her out of the car at home, she was a little teary-eyed. I said, "Baby, what's wrong?" She goes, "I'm just cranky." And I was like, "Baby, we all are at this point. It's been a long weekend." So
that was our trip. Sorry, this is a long video, longer than I meant for it to be, but there's really it was a lot, and it's a lot of information. People have been asking us, because we've posted little sneaky pictures and stuff like that, like what's going on, and this is what's going on. We're really, really excited for 2023. We are very thankful for Children's Miracle Network hospitals and giving us this opportunity, and we hope that we can do everything that we can do in order to help them be successful and to raise as much money to keep up this program. This really is a good thing. If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. There's going to be more to come. We are going to try to capture and video all these moments as we travel or as we do little things throughout 2023, and we're excited and looking forward to it. See you guys.